Olá pessoal, vamos a mais um episódio da série Mestres e Controladores da Mia Kimberly. Esse episódio foi produzido em 2020, bem no início do ano da fraudemia, né? E ela vai tratar basicamente sobre um grande jogador de basquetebol americano, Kobe Bryant, que morreu, né? Ou foi morto, né? Também em 2020, num suspeito acidente de helicóptero, né? O Kobe Bryant, em 2020, já estava aposentado da NBA, né? Ele estava atuando apenas como empresário, né? Estava com 41 anos na época. E a morte dele foi basicamente mais um daqueles rituais que são costumeiros de acontecer aí, que em parte tem a ver com problemas que os fantoches têm com os controladores e com os mestres, né, de não ter cumprido uma missão, não ter cumprido algo, ou ter feito, ou ter falado algo demais que não poderia ter sido dito, né? Enfim, são N probleminhas, né, que eles vão se acumulando, vamos dizer assim, né, durante a vida, a carreira de um fantoche, e aqueles problemas podem, de repente, acabar gerando aí uma fatalidade, né? E foi isso que aconteceu com o Kobe Bryant, e ele já estava cometendo algumas falhas, né, já há um bom tempo, né? Em 2003, ele, como castigo, foi acusado aí de um crime de estupro. Ele respondeu e tudo mais, né? Por fim, acabou não sendo preso, né? Mas deu uma dor de cabeça para ele, né? E afetou um pouco a carreira dele de qualquer forma. Nesse mesmo ano, ou melhor, um ano depois, em 2004, né? Ele também teve uma sequência de discussões aí com outro grande jogador bastante conhecido de basquete, o Shaquille O'Neal, né? O Shaquille O'Neal, na época, também fazia parte do time dos Lakers, né, de Los Angeles, e depois de uma série de discussões e problemas internos, né, com o Kobe Bryant, acabou acontecendo do Shaquille O'Neal sair do Lakers, né, e ir para outro time, me parece que foi um time de Miami, e isso também, de certa forma, afetou a carreira de ambos, né, talvez até mais do Kobe Bryant, embora ele tenha tido uma elevação de pontos, né, conseguidos dentro do time, logo depois da saída do Shaquille O'Neal, e também pelo fato dele ter se tornado a estrela única, né, dos Lakers, né? Mas, de qualquer forma, ele estava pisando na bola já há um bom tempo, né? Os controladores estavam de olho nele, vira e mexe, acontecia algum probleminha. Pelo que a gente sabe, assim, o problema maior estava sendo dele querer sair da NBA, né? Ele queria parar de jogar e, obviamente, isso não fazia parte dos planos, né? Ele precisava continuar atuando como um fantoche que era e continuar aí até o final da sua carreira, quando então aconteceria a sua aposentadoria, né? Geralmente os jogadores de basquete, pelo menos nos Estados Unidos, costumam se aposentar após os 35 anos e antes dos 40 anos de idade. Com ele aconteceu basicamente dessa forma, né? Ele se aposentou com 38 anos, né? Mais ou menos em 2016, 36 anos, me parece, e acabou aí se despedindo, né, do seu público, dos seus fãs, né, antes das Olimpíadas que ocorreram aqui no Rio de Janeiro, no Brasil, tá? Enfim, aí ele acabou continuando a vida como empresário. Ele tinha uma empresa que fazia artigos esportivos, né? E também acabou escrevendo 2 ou 3 livros, né? Que foram best-sellers na época, até hoje são bem vendidos, né? E também acabou ganhando até um Oscar como melhor produtor e diretor de um curta animado, que ele mesmo escreveu o roteiro e ele mesmo trabalhou na produção, né? Enfim, era um fantoche, assim, que atuava em várias áreas, né? Ele era bastante conhecido, era um ídolo, né, do povo, principalmente do povo americano, os torcedores de basquete, mas no mundo inteiro ele era bastante conhecido. E aí acabou tendo essa fatalidade, esse acidente de 2020, e a Mia, nesse episódio, vai tratar a respeito, vai esmiuçar bem como é que foi essa questão desse, entre aspas, acidente, né, e vai, a partir daí, puxar o fio da meada para falar um pouco mais sobre como é que funciona todo esse universo, né, todo esse ambiente de relação entre os fantoches, principalmente os fantoches de alto nível, e os controladores, né, que estão aí para cumprir a ordem, fazer cumprir a ordem, né, dos planos dos mestres. Então, eu vou finalizar por aqui, não vou me estender tanto nessa apresentação. Quem quiser saber, quem não conhece ainda Kobe Bryant, quiser saber mais sobre ele, vai dar uma busca aí na internet que você vai encontrar bastante informação sobre ele. E fique agora então com esse episódio da Mia, da série Mestres e Controladores, ainda dentro daquela sub-minissérie, né, que trata a respeito aí dos contratos, né, que existem aí, né, que foi estipulado com o nome aí de Vendendo a Sua Alma, né. Então, vamos lá para mais um episódio.
Thanks for watching Mia's New Pair of Glasses.com, and welcome to part 14G-3, Selling Your Soul, Satanism, Sacrifices, Cannibalism, and Rituals in the Masters and Controllers series. It couldn't be more of an eerie, coincidental timing for the death of Kobe Bryant, as I am covering this exact topic as part of my series. So today, we're going to talk about what really happened with Kobe Bryant, why it happened, and what it really means, because this is going to be spun in a million different directions to push agendas that serve the controllers. Was this really an accident, or was it a planned ritual sacrifice? And if so, what does that really mean? Well, let's take a look at the facts. First, we're going to listen to the actual audio from the helicopter pilot just before the crash. And just for clarification, the writing in green, the helicopter N72EX, is Kobe's helicopter.
Tower report to Echo X-ray. Kobe start, go ahead and start turning to the southwest towards the 1-1.
Helicopter 2 Echo X-ray approved, and are you transitioning in VFR condition?
VFR condition 1,500 to Echo.
Helicopter 2 Echo X-ray, thank you. Contact SoCal now 134.2 for flight following 34-2.
34-2. X-ray ident. So X-ray, yeah, you're on a 1200 code. Are you requesting flight following? Two Echo X-ray, what is the intentions? Two Echo X-ray, you're still too low level for flight following at this time. Two Echo X-ray, SoCal.
The audio just suddenly cuts out. There's no pilot heard saying anything, let alone Mayday, Mayday, or losing control, or we have no visibility. It totally cuts out before the crash. And regardless of this video saying that radio contact was lost because they were flying too low or there was some problem, this is not by coincidence. That audio was cut out purposefully so that what happened would not be heard. Next, let's take a look at the size of the Sikorsky helicopter in question and notice the size comparison to a person. This helicopter is similar in size to a military Black Hawk. First, I want to show you what a real helicopter crash looks like. Notice that the body of the helicopter is still mainly intact. Now, let's look at the crash site. This thing is vaporized. Look at the people standing next to the crash site for size comparison. There is nothing left but some small pieces, some debris, and a small stream of smoke. Notice that all the debris is scattered to one side, very similar to a plane that crashed in a field in Pennsylvania back on 9/11. Why does it look like that? We'll get back to that in a minute. But first, let's take one more look at a real, authentic helicopter crash. With the size of this helicopter carrying 9 people, there was nothing left. It looks like it exploded before it crashed. Now, the media and the officials are reporting that the visibility was really bad, that there was a lot of fog and, you couldn't see very well. But they didn't crash into the side of a mountain. If you look at where the crash was, it came down on a fairly flat surface. So it's not like it was flying too low and then it crashed into the side of a mountain. The news had 2 supposed witnesses, both mentioning that they were from a church in the area. And they stated that they saw the entire crash, but they also said how thick the fog was and how low the visibility was, of course sticking with the story from the officials. But if the fog was so thick and you couldn't see very far, how did they see the entire crash? If the witnesses were part of a church, of course they wouldn't lie, would they?
Today, shortly before 10 o'clock at 9:47 a.m., the Los Angeles County Fire Department received a 911 call of a potential helicopter down in a brush fire at the intersection of Los Virgenes Road and Willow Glen Street in the city of Calabasas in unincorporated Los Angeles County. Upon arrival, our firefighters discovered approximately a quarter-acre brush fire that resulted from a crash on the hillside.
The officials also reported that the crash started a stubborn quarter-acre brush fire. But looking at the video here, do you see a quarter of an acre brush fire? Or do you just see a small stream of smoke coming from what was left of the helicopter? Now let's talk about the Grammys. It was scheduled to happen that day, just under 12 hours after the crash. This is a highly scripted show, planned months in advance. The performances, the presenters' speeches, the video display collages and technical details, the lights and decor, every tiny detail is planned and rehearsed. But they had all this stuff ready in less than 12 hours to air on television. Los Angeles also had a myriad of light displays the same night, from buildings with his jersey number and Laker colors on it, to the LAX airport lit up with Laker colors, to his number in a heart on the Santa Monica Ferris wheel. That took some work and planning and man hours. Seems like someone had this ready and knew this was coming. And finally, a 2016 cartoon series called Legends of Chamberlain Heights on Comedy Central showed Kobe Bryant getting not just killed in a helicopter crash, but blown up. What are the chances?
Oh, shit! It's Kobe Bryant!
Help me.
Just pass me the trophies and we'll pull you out!
Pass.
Oh, shit! It's Kobe Bryant!
Help me.
Just pass me the trophies and we'll pull you out!
Pass.
Now let's go back to the crash site. There is barely anything left of the helicopter. Where is the impact crater? There's no impact crater that would happen with a helicopter of that size. It clearly came down in a downward trajectory, not crashing into the side of a hill or mountain. Yet the debris is all scattered to one side. When an authentic crashes, because the body is mainly intact, there is not debris scattered all over the ground everywhere. It looks like Flight 93 from 9/11 because this helicopter was blown up too, just like the plane that supposedly crashed in the field in Pennsylvania that day. Now remember, I said that this is being used in many different ways to serve the controller's agenda. This is being covered by a channel called A Call for an Uprising, a shill channel masquerading as a Christian channel. He points out some valid points. However, his purpose is to use this event and its obvious signs to twist it and add their own narrative that this is a ritual satanic sacrifice being done to hold some magical mystical power, like many other Christian truther channels that cover Satanism and the Illuminati. He uses facts to spin with beliefs to get people convinced that this holds power that it does not. This is done by design to get people to believe in Christianity by using exactly what they want people like him to use. If people believe that the controllers use magic and powers and they have hidden knowledge, then people will be more likely to believe that Jesus had special powers. Then they will be more likely to become religious as they see these events happen. And religious people will do nothing but wait to be saved. But he makes a major slip in part of his video. Let's take a listen.
And they were just like, we got to get rid of him. That he wasn't a part of it. No, they're all a part of it. The sacrifices have to be made. They're called upon to be made. It doesn't mean that the person who gets sacrificed knows beforehand. Sometimes they probably could. They could offer themselves or something like that to save someone else. But this is the sickness of the satanic underworld or the occult, the secrets that nobody knows about or nobody wants to talk about. They think it sounds ridiculous. But when they sign these contracts, or I shouldn't say sign contracts, but literally do these blood oaths to one another, this is what it comes down to at the end of the day. But when they sign these contracts, or I shouldn't say sign contracts, but literally do these blood oaths to one another. But when they sign these contracts, or I shouldn't say sign contracts, but literally do these blood oaths to one another.
Oops, that was a major Freudian slip. He says when they sign these contracts, but then he says, no, I shouldn't say sign contracts, I mean blood oaths. They don't want anyone knowing these are just contracts as part of the physical world they live in. They want people thinking these are done with blood oaths, holding some mystical power. He said sign these contracts because he himself signed a contract. It's the same old game plan and typical strategy, combining true observations with fiction to push religion. As far as the hand gestures that is seen from celebrities on camera and in photographs, it is just a way to let the world know that they are part of the club. So if you see someone making those hand signals, you know they're in the club. They're not in the top club, they're in a club. In the same way that if you were looking for people from the site, you would have a catchphrase or some sort of sign to identify that they are in this group. It is not to identify Satanism. So was this a sacrifice? Yes. But was it done for magical powers? No. This was done for many reasons, all in this physical realm. Number 1, they finally called in their debt. Those people are indebted to them, and sometimes the cost is their lives. Number 2, to distract the public. Just think about how much time and attention this event is getting. And number 3, to send a message to all the others that you better keep your mouth shut about the things you know and only say what we tell you is okay to say, or this will be you and you will be next. All of the reports of the upset and supposedly grieving sports players, some that didn't even know Kobe well at all, are not shaken because of his death. They are shaken because they are all like, oh crap, this could be me next. Especially Kyrie Irving, who stated publicly that he believed the earth was flat, and then as a result was humiliated in the media and on an episode of the Jimmy Kimmel Show.
Are these real friends or imaginary?
No, I hope they're not imaginary.
By the way, I know you asked about this a million times, but I'm particularly interested in it. You went on a podcast and you said you believe the Earth was flat, and do you actually do you want to reel that in, or you still believe the Earth is flat?
You know what? You've always tried to come back, take the statement back, but
yeah, but
on that podcast,
flat.
I was just really like, man, what's going on within our world, and just a whole bunch of truth and conspiracy. I was just like, whoa, this is too much for me. And then I come out and say that, and then, whoo, the reaction it got.
Yeah, because people think maybe your brain collapsed or something like that.
It didn't.
It didn't.
No, I'm actually intellectually stable.
Well, I did give you, because you seem like a pretty bright guy, so I gave you this, and maybe like you can, at work, you can look at this. This is a gift for you. That's one of a kind there. And you can just ponder the potential realities of the world and its possible roundness.
Yeah, spinning. It's spinning. Just spinning.
Try to work that into the game on Sunday. It's great to see you. Kyrie Irving, everybody.
He finally caved under the public humiliation and stated he was sorry and that he regretted ever saying that. What is most unsettling is there were a total of 9 people on that helicopter. 8 other people than just Kobe Bryant. Not only did they take out Kobe and his 13-year-old daughter, but the pilot, 2 other 13-year-old girls, and 1 set of the girls' parents. When the controllers are going to do something, everyone else is insignificant. These other victims are what is known as collateral damage. These other people had nothing to do with the plan or what was going on. They were just in the wrong place at the wrong time. What is important to remember when breaking down these events is to focus on what we know to be true. It is easy to go off into beliefs that people like call for an uprising implant in your mind when they mix it with facts, like that this had to do with Satanism or blood oaths, or that it has something to do with worshiping of Egyptians or whatever he claims. Those are not facts. The reality of the reasons they honor these sacrifices and why it gets so much attention, along with the symbolism in these planned events, have nothing to do with mystical hidden secrets. It has everything to do with the real physical MCO. There is a physical explanation for everything, whether we know it or understand it or not. There is no magic. The only forces that exist are electromagnetic and technology. The sacrifice of Kobe Bryant and his daughter have everything to do with what is coming. And as crazy as all this seems now, We still ain't seen nothing yet. That's all I have for you guys today. Everybody stay safe, be good to one another, and God bless.